So what makes the Ardennes such a special set of races, do you think?
Yeah, just after the Couple Classic, that is the tradition that all the peloton move in the climb in the south of the country, and so that is the monument. They are the monument of the cycling.
I think the Ardennes is the complete opposite than the flat classics. You've got the best climbers in the world basically coming. They've done all their preparation races in Tirreno, Paris-Nice, Catalunya and Pays Basque, and not only the points that it holds, but the honour of winning one of these grand classics in the Ardennes is pretty special, I think.
Is there one particular race that stands out for you as being special?
I like Liège most. I was 5 times with Moreno Argentin when he won, and then I live not too far from this area. I know the parcours, and I think it's one of the harder classic of the calendar. If you see the name of the name of the rider that won already, so they are all champion of winner from the Tour. So for me it's the nicer classic. From the calendar.
We've seen formats change, somewhat races move from different times in the calendar. Some of the courses have been modified over the years, but what's remained for you? What's the essence of these races?
Well, I think every race needs some point that they can sort of identify with, and with Amstel you've got the Kouberg, with Flesch you've got the Muur of Huy, and Liège. Even though the finish has changed a couple of times, basically, the most famous climbs are still in there, and I think those things are the identification of these races.
With Argentin, do you feel like there are is a particular rider in the peloton that rides in the same way as him, that races like he did?
Now, it's different. So the cycling is changed. It's different now, but to win. Liège especially, you need to be a good climber, but also explosive riders, because you need to make the difference in this climb. They are not long, but you need to be fast also, because sometimes at the finish you are in a small group, so you need to be a complete rider.
When you were racing and coming into these races, what was always the big kind of element that you were looking forward to?
Actually, I was coming off the back of the flat classic, so I was pretty legless by the time I got to Amstel, and I only got to do Flesch a couple of times, but I would have loved to have ridden Liège once. But as teams do now, riders get split up in flat classics and hilly classics, and some of those guys never get a look in at at the other races, so it was a little bit unfortunate. But I think these races are so specific, you really need to be a climber, and it's got more specific over the years that riders coming from the flatlands can't compete in these races anymore.